Hey everybody, Jessie Salas here with Foundation Training. Just giving you a quick heads up, after speaking with Dr. Goodman and the rest of our team, we're going to be providing more workouts onto our YouTube channels and other social media platforms. We're going to be encouraging our instructors to go on there and let you know where they're located and who's available for Skype training. So you can keep your eyes open for that, as well as signing up for our newsletter, where we're going to have a list coming out with all of our instructors available on there. It's a great time to get on streaming and start learning this work in the detailed process that we have laid out. Every day there's a routine you can follow. There's multiple workouts. So you can learn it all there. You can reach out to an instructor, get trained eyes on you, guiding you through the process. Just keep in mind, some of the settings are going to be a little bit different than normal right now. As you can see, I'm coming to you from my hotel room here in London. This isn't home, it's where I found myself. So without further ado, I've got a quick routine for you I've done in my hotel, navigating obstacles. I hope you enjoy it and look forward to sharing more with you. See you guys soon. Starting the morning routine, let's start in a tall kneeling position. Knees can be about hip width apart. We're gonna go into measuring sticks. We're gonna go for 10 slow and controlled decompression breaths. So take my measuring sticks. I'm gonna give a little bit of a hug towards center as my heels wanna turn out ever so slightly. So I've got that anchor line, measuring sticks, and lengthen through the neck. Let's go slow and controlled, 10 big decompression breaths. Focusing on in the nose. Slow exhales, drawing that stomach in. Still pulling my elbows wide. I'm lengthening through the crown of my head. I'm still squeezing the inside thighs. Let's go 4 more, nice and slow. Reach through the crown of the head, pull the elbows wide, draw in through the nose, slow and controlled, expand and elevate the ribs, engage the abdominal on the exhale. Think about 360 expansion here. I like to think if I'm between two walls, I'm going right up this way. I'm not pushing into one, I'm not pushing into one at all. Crown of the head's pulling, lengthening us up nice and tall. Bring the arms out off the line of the hips in that long wing position. As you can see, I'm a little confined, but we're gonna apply the anchor, start to reach the hips and hands away from each other. The weight stays in the knees. Keep squeezing the inside thighs, squeeze the fingertips together, neck long. If you got the room, float that sphere tension up. Kneeling founder. Keep squeezing the thighs, squeezing the fingers, neck is long. We expand and elevate the rib cage. Engage the abdominal with the exhale. Think of that little bit of tug of war. Notice I'm just barely tapping my toes, my weight's in my knees. Float it down, bring the hips up, shake it out. Shake everything out. Anytime you watch me doing my routine, you'll see me loose and shaking it off. We're creating a lot of tension in the body. Now shake it out, loose and fast and soft. I heard a great one the other day at our course from one of Eric's friends, Eden, talking about, I'm gonna have to pick his brain on it, but how shaking out almost completes the stress cycle. And he's pointing out how in certain animals, when they cross paths, it's really stressful. Like this moment of, we're gonna do this. When it's done, they'll do this number and they complete their stress cycle. I like it from some of the Strong First books talking about we're ramping up a lot of tension, then we want to think loose and soft. This is promoting speed and agility in the body by shaking everything out. All right, let's go on our backs. We're going to zip the legs up. So my legs go long. I pull the toes towards my face. Big toes touch. My heels go out. Watch my legs. I unlock the knees. I'm internally rotating ever so slightly, and I hug the inside thighs. All right? Sitting up like this, internally rotate. I'm feeling I haven't been practicing enough because I'm getting a little bit of cramp right there. Now we're going to lengthen nice and long on the floor. Keeping that inside squeeze of the thighs, toes still pulling towards my face. Let's go hands over the heart, neck long. 5 big decompression breaths here. Try to slow in the nose, 2-second inhale.
5-second exhale. 2-second inhale, squeeze the thighs, squeeze the fingers, neck long. Try to expand the ribs across the floor on the inhale. Exhale, pull the stomach in, slow and controlled. Float the hands up off the line of the forehead. Check in, you're still expanding the back of the ribs, pulling the toes, hugging the inside thighs. Try to lengthen everything away from the hips. Maybe give yourself a little bit of a walk up the floor. And check in on those connection points, thighs, toes, fingertips. Push the heels ever so slightly as you give them just a little bit of traction towards your hips, but keep dominating from the inside thighs. Float the hands over the heart and shake it out again. Think of a fish out of water right now. Wiggle around, wiggle around. All right, we're gonna go onto our stomach. Same setup. We lay flat, arms are gonna go long. We dorsiflex, so we're gonna pull the toes underneath. So it's gonna look like, be right here. We bring the toes under, arms go long, back of the neck long. I'll do it from both ways. My arms are long. I bring my legs together. My toes are touching. The toes are under my heels. Toes touch, heels separate. Active through the fingertips. I lengthen through the back of the neck. I'm thinking of forward, not up. But I'm pulling length through my body, reaching the crown of the head away from my heels. Let's go 5 big decompression breaths here. Slow in the nose, 2-second inhale. Let's go for a 5-second inhale as we squeeze the inside thighs. Suddenly rotate those heels away from each other. Think of pulling yourself forward across the floor from under the arms, up and through the fingertips. Each exhale, the stomach's pulling away from the ground. Back of the ribs expand on the inhale, stomach pulls away from the ground on the exhale. Think of pushing through your pinky, ring finger, middle finger just a little bit more so you feel like you kind of want to rotate those pinkies and those 3 fingers through the floor, that little bit of external rotation. And then let everything come down. Shake it out. I can tell I've been wearing boots very often. I'm feeling the anterior tibialis right here cooking as I pull those toes up. Working really hard. A little bit of imbalances as I adapt to city life. Let me tuck my microphone cord in here. So, this is a great time to take a sip of water. I'm going to take a sip of coffee. This is what my normal morning routine consists of, is slow, lengthening exercises. I like to go into a kneeling founder and decompress up. I like to lay on my back, supine. I'll do this some days in a Tabata format. You may see that on one of these routines eventually. It's pretty fast. The transitions are fast. And so it's one of those routines that I would say, when you see it go up, make sure you're smooth with all your cues in prone decompression, supine decompression, kneeling founders, anchored extensions, 8-point planks, side planks. You'll see quite a few of those in there. Let's take a little sip. And check in. We're gonna go right back to where we started with the kneeling founder. Take those knees about hip width apart. Toes are under the heels, so we're in dorsiflexion. Hip width apart, toes in dorsiflexion. Think of that subtle degree of internal rotation at the hips. Like if my hands are trying to rotate across the front of my body, I'm not squeezing my butt at all. My heels turn out ever so slightly. Just squeeze the floor together. Let's bring the hands out in front of the heart. Lengthen up through the back neck. Chin back, chest up. Squeeze the fingers. 5 big decompression breaths right here, going straight up. squeezing those fingers. We're squeezing the inside thighs. Try to breathe big across the back of the ribs. Think about breathing the back of your rib cage away from that sphere of tension. But we don't lose anything across the front. We're not collapsing into the front here. We're staying nice and wide. 360 expansion, front, back, and sides. Squeeze the thighs, squeeze the fingers, reach that crown of the head, in the nose. Use that natural filter. Stomach's pulling. Think of that corset wrapping and maintaining all of this space we're creating. Let it go. Shake it out for a second. Let's go one more hinged kneeling founder, and we'll call it a morning right there. What I want you to do, this is a microdose. As the day goes on, I want you to find a longer routine. Go through that workout. You can come back and revisit this. You can do baseline. Get online, work with an instructor, get some interaction. It's funny, I've been Skyping more than ever with friends back home in different places, and the hard part is it keeps me up late. The timetables are a little off, and now next thing I know, I'm normally in bed at 9 p.m. or 9 p.m.-ish, and now I'm going to bed 11:30, 12, and I'm waking up going, what am I doing? All right, here we go. Crazy times. Hip width apart with the knees, heels out ever so slightly. Measuring sticks, pull the elbows wide. Slow and controlled, chin up, chest up. Now we lengthen up through the back neck. All right, so do a couple of those with me. Chest up, chin up. Now I'm not bowing my chest out here. Don't push in that hyperextension. Remember, if you feel any kind of pain triggers, you're going the opposite way. You're gonna go into that compression. So just think of chest up nice and tall, elbows wide, chin up, and then I lengthen up and through the back neck. I'll do a couple of those for you to watch. Chest up, chin up, neck long, one more, neck long. I pull my elbows wide. Squeeze the knees, hinge the hips back a couple inches. Arms come out to long wing. Weight is still in the knees. We're squeezing the thighs, active through the fingertips. I'm working on that sort of external rotation right now. I'm not pushing my scapulas together. I'm just thinking from the shoulders, I rotate, I lengthen through the neck. Then I'm trying to breathe space between the shoulder blades. If I'm palming a basketball with each hand, I'm keeping tension through the fingertips. As my buddy Hunter Jocelyn from FRC says, tension's a choice. So we're staying active through the fingertips. Let's scoop around our obstacles. I'm an imaginary connection here with my fingertips. Here we go. Weight still in the knees. Look for the moment you're going to fall forward and try to walk that line. Play on that edge for a minute. Hook the bed. Squeeze the knees, squeeze the fingers. Give me 5 big decompression breaths here. You're expanding and elevating the ribs. You're squeezing the knees towards each other. You're squeezing the fingertips. You're lengthening through the neck. You're breathing in the nose, slow and controlled, even slower on the exhale. Now let's draw it out. Draw out the exhale as that stomach wraps and pulls towards center. We expand, we elevate the rib cage. We try to maintain all of that space. When we exhale, we wrap and pull the stomach. Think of right now, you're squeezing those knees. You're using that rib cage to pull up and away from the hips. You're squeezing the fingertips. Pull those shoulders down away from the ears so the neck is nice and long and you've got space. Here, remember, shoulders, we don't want them near the ears. Keep them nice and wide. 2 more breaths here. Breathe wide between, think of pushing the shoulders apart wide on the inhale. When we exhale, we keep all that. Let everything come down, shake it out. Let us have one more sip of coffee together. So this is a shorter one. I wanted to get one out today. I'm practicing right now. I normally have the team. We normally have Paul and the cameras and Dustin and Eric and Evan and Gail and Sean and Ali and Matt Wiest and Daniel Wade and Dr. Chad Eldridge and Dr. Pat Helma. Right now I got my hotel room and I got a camera, so cheers. We're gonna get through this together, everybody. Anything unfamiliar to you? If you want to really dial in so you get more out of this workout, go into the files with individual exercises, go over kneeling founder, go over prone decompression, go over supine decompression. Review those again and again. I just gave a few different little cues for you to try to make connections to feel a little bit more. Remember, we want to feel rather than force, and your best bet would be to review those. From now on, as I go, I'll probably prompt you guys to review which exercise is going to be in the workout, but today it was kind of on the fly, so maybe later today I'll get one down in the bunker for you guys. It's an interesting environment. The lighting's not the best, but I'll see if I can get some lights down there from the team and go from there. All right, guys, practice, feel well, stay strong through this.